Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 527.
The sexiest podcast on the network. God damn it, your image is huge again.
Yes. Good. Good.
Gets to watch me edit live.
If it makes you feel any better, right as we started talking, my mouse, for some reason, if I don't hold my finger very far to the left on it, it seems to think that I'm double clicking.
Really?
So yeah, so if I click on a window and it's not, and then my finger slides a little toward the middle, it's like double clicking it, so it goes full screen. So right as you were talking about how I went huge, you did also.
Oh, you know what? I wonder. I can't imagine it's got anything to do with the size of your window. Why the fuck would it do that?
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think so either, but I guess anything's possible with the crap we're dealing with.
Yeah. That's why we need to be independently wealthy so we can have a studio.
God, if we were... Bro, I would love to be independently wealthy. For several reasons. One, I'm sick of working.
Really?
Two,
yeah. Oh, no, you still have to
no, fuck that
That's
noise.
the rule. That's the rule of it, is the only way to get independently wealthy is that you have to continue
Honestly,
working.
I wouldn't be mad at that, because the last time I was unemployed, I was unemployed like 3 days. That's when I quit and was supposed to move, and I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, because I remember that how that week was shaping up for you, and then you were like, so I might have a job by Wednesday or whatever, and I was like, I didn't figure it'd be long.
I just couldn't do it.
It's just not who you are.
I like to stay busy, even if I had money.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I would still have to do something, like Walmart greeter or something. I don't know.
That would be, dude. How great of a job could a job like that be when you have zero fucks to give? Because you can just quit at any time.
What's funny is Saturday, Devry, Diamond Top fan, Big Dev, drove down and we hung out for a little bit, and that was something we talked about. Is if you had just fuck you money, how there's zero pressure, because you're gonna be like, what are you gonna do? Fire me? I don't care.
Exactly. It's funny though, because I mean, not that I was like, say I had a bad attitude about working, but I always kind of had that attitude, especially when I was like, back when minimum wage was like $4.75 an hour. And I was like, fuck you. I'm not getting paid enough for this. I'll go find another $4.75 an hour job.
Exactly, right?
Like, I'm not going to stand here and let someone treat me like shit for that kind of money. You got to pay me way more than that to take a dump on me. Speaking of, OnlyFans.com. No. I kid. But yeah, and I'm not saying it's the best attitude, but it is really freeing though. And like when we had our shop, it was the same way. Because if someone came in and started giving me shit, it was like I didn't have to go, okay, I got to be careful because I don't want to get fired. It's like, fuck you, get out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I
genuinely don't give a shit, bro.
It was like, okay.
That is kind of freeing, isn't it? I mean, and that's
really
why being independently wealthy, having the monies would be just terrific, because then you could be like, you know what, I could buy and sell you all day.
Well, that's the thing with the old money can't buy happiness. It's like, maybe it can't. But what it can do is eliminate a lot of worries in that scenario.
It can't buy happiness per se, but it sure can relieve a lot of stress.
Right, because think about it. How long did you work at the video store when you were like, God, I want out of here, right? And the reason you had to stay there was you needed insurance because you had kids, right? If you had, fuck you money, you just like, okay, see ya. Exactly. I'll pay I can pay for Cobra and not even care right now.
Cobra.
See, I don't know if anyone's done that, but somebody totally, like Robot Chicken or somebody should have done
absolutely.
That. Like where somebody gets fired, they call Cobra, and it's literally like
Cobra.
you call us like Tomax and Zaymot on the
Yes.
phone, you know, because they just look like
they were classy businessmen, remember?
right,
Yeah.
right. So, you know, like Destro's mainly behind it, you know.
For sure.
Right.
That would be good. The Cobra Insurance Company.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we can offer you insurance. It'll only cost you 3 times what you've been paying for it, even though you're now unemployed.
Now, when we were kids with G.I. Joe, they classified Cobra as a terrorist organization.
I believe so, yeah.
Do they do that now?
It's weird because I've read G.I. Joe. Now, again, anything I say comics related, for the most part, I'm probably like 3 years behind on.
Fair enough.
But what I've read that's been air quote recent, it's actually kind of flipped to where G.I. Joe is actually kind of more like Cobra is like a legit air quote organization. And they do stuff to make G.I. Joe look like they're basically what happens is Cobra became the Empire.
Okay.
And G.I. Joe is the rebels, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
To where even though G.I. Joe is fighting for, you know, for the
They're
right
like,
and everything.
Red Dawn Wolverines then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which I thought was a really interesting flip. Like the first time they kind of pulled that move, I was like, that's a cool way to flip the story for G.I. Joe, because it's always been G.I. Joe's the good guys. Everyone knows it. You know, Cobra's evil and whatever.
Yeah.
Snappy dressers, but evil, you know.
Snappy dressers.
And then, you know, to flip it, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I
That's an
dig
interesting
this.
idea. I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah, I don't know if they still are, but they were doing it for a while. And I mean, they had like 2 series going. They had like classic G.I. Joe that I think Larry Hama was still writing. Writing again. You know, the guy who wrote When We Were Little Children's. Who's pretty much responsible for like 90% of G.I. Joe stories, you know.
Joe, everybody. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And you. Brian, you know what I got right here?
Yeah. No.
I got some delicious bourbon.
Oh, well, shit. You should have said something, son. I would have had some delicious bourbon.
I have some delicious bourbon.
It's all that work now, though. My bourbon's in the other room.
Like, I was gonna, I went right before I was on my way home after I had dinner with my parents. I had to stop and get a birthday card because somebody's birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, look what I found! Oh, a bottle of delicious.
Oh my
bourbon.
Goodness!
I forgot I had that in.
I was gonna pick up some beer because I wanted to have like a nice classy beverage for tonight, and I did find some beer, but the beer I found was still warm, but it was the last 6-pack of Double Two Hearted that I really want in my belly.
Oh man, Double
Two Hearted. So I was like, shit, I've been wanting to drink this, and I just found like it wasn't even a cooler. It was just sitting like on an end pack cap with like Bang seltzer and shit like that. And I'm like, I feel like they were either like about ready to send us back, or I don't know what's going on, but it's mine now.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, well, I need to, since I had a couple beers at dinner, I was like, I'm still kind of riding the wave here. I'm like,
right. Oh, look what I found.
Oh,
a bourbon.
Oh, look at that. Is that a Glencairn?
Sure is.
Oh, my goodness. Is that what they call these again?
Oh, man.
I think that's what they call them.
Ooh, I maybe poured more than I should have poured right.
No, what are you doing? Pour it in your face. You'll be all right.
No.
But yeah, I was like, oh, you know what?
Gentlemen, not a smoke.
I had a little bit of bourbon left in a bottle, and I'm like, fuck it. That's enough for a good solid pour for the evening. So I killed a bottle. Little the last of my wilderness trail.
I'm gonna be sipping on what was that you got me?
Oh, is that the
beer barrel bourbon
from some good stuff right there.
From that place in Michigan that I can't think of. New Holland, thank you.
Stuff.
Yeah, because I don't so much have drinkies all that much.
Well,
so
it's Monday night. It's podcasting.
Yeah. Well, here's to you.
Salud or some shit.
Oh yeah. It burns so good.
All right. Where were we? Oh yeah.
G.I.
Joe
drinking
terrorist organization. That's right.
Yeah. Right.
So how was your week? weekend / everything that happened since the last time we recorded.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, the weekend was okay, except for Saturday, which really, really fucking sucked.
Missed out on some Carlos Poco Loco and some tiki drinks.
Because I don't know, last week, man, my tummies was like everything I ate just seemed to not set well with me. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if maybe I had a touch of a bit of a bug or something or what, but I was like, man, I was up all night with the old tummy rumblies, and I'm like, I don't so much want to go drink, and
you would have been fine.
I don't want to have to maybe obliterate Tony's bathroom or something. That'd be no good.
I'll just you can just hang over the fence in the neighbor's yard.
That's fair. Yeah.
No big deal.
I'll just go on there. Shit. What do you call it? The compost pile.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what happened to this compost? Compost smells like shit.
But and I was kind of feeling better, and then I got a brutal migraine. And at first I was like, okay, I caught it early. I'm like, I'm gonna take some medicine, lay down. Hopefully, when I wake up, it'll be gone. Right. And I might as well have not taken the medicine. It did nothing. It was like goggles on Radioactive Man.
Right.
I don't know if you're from The Simpsons. The goggles, they do nothing as the acid's flowing by him. So, of course I had to cancel, which sucks because A, I wanted to hang out with you. B, I wanted to hang out with Dev. And C, I wanted to,
Tiki drinks and Carlos Poco Loco.
Yeah, I wanted to smash all of that. So, but whatever, what can you do?
It just means, Brian, we're going to have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, that's exactly
what
it
a
means.
shame.
Because I was not happy about that. It was funny because I wasn't feeling very good, and I was really pissed because it wasn't something like I couldn't control it at all.
Right.
There was nothing I could do that I hadn't already tried, and
Did you try
whatever.
Human sacrifice?
No, because my tummy hurt too much.
Animal sacrifice.
It's hard to sacrifice things. There's a lot of holding a knife over your head, and when you're holding your tummy, you can't.
That's true.
Unless I had someone else hold my tummy while I was holding the knife over my head, that would have been the move, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. Or if I just grew some more arms.
Goro style.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That'd be a little strange. Although it'd be really appropriate if you're going to sacrifice something. Like you're there with two arms and you're just like, oh, tummy. And you're like, oh yeah. And you just sprout two more arms real quick. And you're like, oh, there we go. This is sorted.
I got my sacrificing arms in gear.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
The action. Yeah. But anyway, whatever. It is what it is. I can't do much about it. The week's been okay. Yeah. It's nothing crazy except for today. Today was I got up and I had to go to the DMV because I had to, renew my ID since my birthday's Thursday.
Yes, indeed.
And, it's running out this year. So, we get out, go up there. There's only 4 cars in the parking lot because it was I had other stuff to do. I'm like, well, we'll see how it is. If it's busy, then fuck it. I'll go tomorrow. Cause it's Monday and Mondays, they're usually pretty crazy up there, but it wasn't at all. I got in there and there was 4 ahead of me. And these people walk in at almost 10 after 3. And the woman's like, do you have an appointment? And they were like, yeah, we were supposed to be here at 3:00. And in my head, I'm going, fuck you. You should lose your spot.
Agreed.
If you're 10 minutes late, you go to the back of the line.
Back of the line,
but
stupid.
No. Yeah. Of course not, so whatever. But it wasn't that bad. I think I was in there for about 15, 20 minutes. It really was not bad at all.
I've definitely been in that place way longer.
Oh, for sure. So I really wasn't bitching about it.
Probably figure out some sort of situation for your birthday too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although
right.
as weird as it sounds, my week is fucking packed.
Perfect.
Tonight I had dinner with my parents. Tomorrow night tomorrow's Michelle's birthday. So we're
right. Yeah.
Right. So we're going out to dinner with her parents tomorrow. Then my kids are coming over Thursday for dinner.
Yeah. Well, tell them to just bugger off. Sorry.
Yeah,
just be like, listen, I've known him.
Hey man, there's leftovers in the fridge. You be all right.
Right. Like I said, you know me longer. Uh, but so anyway, so I did that, got out of there, and then I had to go up to my doctor's office to have blood drawn, and I felt so bad. There was this really old lady in there, like getting blood drawn before me, and she basically, like, I have, like, I forgot what they call them, but basically to where like my veins kind of disappear sometimes.
Ninja veins.
Yeah, like they think they've got one, and then when they go to poke it, like when they feel one more time, they're like, oh shit, it's gone. Like.
Fuck
And
you, veins.
this woman had this, but she's also like 95. I mean, she was pretty old.
Is there even blood left in there?
I don't know. I heard a when she punctured, but
probably
no.
It looks like freaking fruit punch Kool-Aid powder.
Yeah, but the phlebotomist like missed a couple of times. She had to poke her 3 times to get the vein, and this phlebotomist is a good one. It's just this woman's veins were very elusive. So, and the woman was just like screaming every time.
Oh, God.
And I don't know if she actually was hurting that bad, or if she was just
crazy and old,
a drama, or maybe she has a thing with needles. But whatever. But still, it was just like whoa.
Lady,
and her
you
daughter
survived 2 world wars and the Great Depression. Shut the fuck up.
Right. Well, her daughter's sitting next to me, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, she's making all that noise." I'm like, whatever. It's like I'm not the one doing the blood draw, so whatever. But yeah, but still, got in and out of there. Like, decided I was gonna go upstairs to the dentist office to make an appointment because I need to get a tooth cleaned, and just like 1 or 2 of them cleaned, and
this one,
and just the front. I don't. Who cares about the back ones?
No
just get them front
shits.
ones nice. Yeah, get them nice. The front ones nice and
get
shiny.
Some diamonds in there.
Yeah. So I get up there and there's nobody at the desk, and there's a guy sitting in the waiting area, and I'm like, all right. So I stand there.
You didn't just go behind the
5
desk,
minutes.
make your own appointment.
No, like there's no bell or anything I could obnoxiously fiddle with to really get attention. So finally I'm standing there and I'm like, hello. Just really loud, and nobody came up front. No one.
Wow.
And I was like, and I looked at the guy and I'm like, has anybody been up here? And he's like, I've been here for about half an hour. I haven't seen anybody. And he's just waiting on somebody, like someone else is getting a cleaning or whatever. And I'm like, okay, maybe they're super short staffed today or something. I don't know. So I just left because I was like, well, I'm not going to stand here all day.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah. And then swung by the vegetable store and got a bunch of veggies and watched. And this blows my mind. We've talked about various like food shits over the years, and like they had this giant like cardboard container that had a ton of like the multicolor, like red and green together, like peppers. Yeah. And they were pretty small, but it was all you could fit in a plastic bag for $1. Yeah. So of course I'm loading a fucking bag up with these because I'm going to freeze a bunch of these, So I'm, looking through them. Now you had to be careful because there were quite a few of them that were a little,
so cheap.
Right. So, when I got them home, I, cleaned them all off and everything because, just in case. But, yeah, that's exactly why they were cheap. This woman starts looking at some and she goes, these are gross. And I was like, yeah, most of these, even if they have a little spot on them, you just carve the spot off.
Just
like,
cut the spot off.
I'm like, how often do you see peppers at this price? And they were fine. I got home, I cut most of them up that I got. And, there were a couple where I did cut off a bigger, like I didn't realize I got one that had a real soft side or something around the inside. Maybe it was a little squishy, but it just, you cut that part off and the rest.
82 peppers for $1. Shut up.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that's why I was like, I hate
you need, lady.
That's what I was getting at with all of it. Yeah. Is like these peppers were don't get me wrong. There were a few of them that I would have been like, ew, but, most of them had like a little spot, like smaller than a quarter that you'd have to trim off or something. And it's like, who cares? Yeah. So, yeah. So naturally I did that because, like I said, I'll freeze a bunch of them because I use green peppers all the time in cooking and stuff. So it's nice. I have like 2 big bags of just chopped up green and red peppers in my freezer.
Nice.
Yeah. Which is also, good for 2 reasons. One is, prep work already done.
True.
But also, they're ready to go. I don't have to worry about.
We're going to your place making cheesesteaks.
It's funny you say that because that's actually kind of my intention with some of them.
Gotta get some shaved steak.
So,
hell yeah.
Yep. I got some mushrooms today, so that'll be the next step. I just got to get some shaved steak.
Nice.
And I can,
cheesesteak sounds fucking delicious.
Doesn't it? I know. That's what I was thinking. Because I was like, what am I going to make with these peppers? 1, pepper steak, because you mentioned that to me, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do pepper steak in the Instant Pot. And
2,
because I got
cheesesteak.
Well, cheesesteak, yeah. And anything else.
I already cut them up, so you can't stuff them.
I already cut them up. Yeah.
Deconstructed stuffed pepper.
Yes. But anyway, so all that was it. It was fine. It was productive. Got things done I needed to get done, and hopefully the blood work will lead to me being able to get a pill for my testosterone instead of having to go up and get a shot every 2 weeks.
When you start doing deadlifts, bro?
I should have been.
Shredded.
Should have been, man.
Ape strong.
Dude, I was at the DMV today. The guy's like, he's, what's your height? What's your weight? When he said weight, I said 380. And he looked at me and I was like, I mean 280.
My bad, bro.
I was like, damn, son, if I'm 380, I'm carrying it good. Like, where are you hiding that extra 100 pounds? In my no,
it's all dick.
I don't even have big quads. It's just dick rector on my leg. Oh, shit. Yeah, I was like, because it's funny. I handed my old ID and I was like, all the information on there is the same except for my weight.
Right.
Because I weighed more the last time I got an ID. And then, so of course, the one damn thing I have to tell him, what would have been funny is if I wouldn't have caught it.
Oh, yeah, right.
Can you imagine? Someone checks that for whatever reason. They're just looking at it, like
what the fuck? 380?
Yeah, the doctor's office or something. They're like, man, you lost 100 pounds?
Damn right I did.
Yes, I did.
Wow, fun stuff.
Yeah, not really, but
it's all right.
It could have been so much worse. Like I'm great with getting blood drawn. That doesn't bother me at all. And I wasn't like that lady that was in there. Dude, she was loud, real loud. Like I was waiting for. We got a screamer.
Yeah, I don't know if I could handle that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's part of their job, though. Because there's people.
It's just like a bystander.
Oh, okay,
I'm like, you want some? The classic dad line. I'll give you something to scream about.
That's gonna sound really creepy. Oh yeah, I guess that's one
Deep
way
digger.
to do it. Yeah, right. Let me show you my extra 100 pounds.
Exactly.
Man. So yeah, whatever. Then I my mom wanted Taco Bell tonight, so I tried their chicken taco sandwich.
What the fuck is that?
All right, so here's what it is. Have you ever had a gordita from there? Basically,
probably not.
A flatbread, basically. Okay, it's like a
Bryan,
flatbread.
I haven't had Taco Bell since we were in school. Because I had a bad experience.
Yeah, well, who hasn't from Taco Bell?
But it was bad enough. Although it's one of those things. After talking about the sauces, I'm like, maybe we should have a sweet and taco language.
That sounds weird. We need him to come up with something weird. Then it would be way more fun.
Taco language?
No.
Whatever.
Nice. Yeah.
Anyway, what's with this weird ass chicken thing?
So it's basically like a chicken tender that they say is breaded in jalapeno buttermilk dredge, which is an interesting idea. Something I hadn't considered before. I've done other, peppers and whatnot in dredge, but never done a
jalapenos.
I never really do buttermilk either, but it's an interesting idea. and then there's like a creamy chipotle sauce on it, and that's it. That's all it is. And they're like $1.50 a piece, and they're not big. They're pretty small.
Is it bread or is it chicken?
No, it's chicken, and then it's in like it's bread or deep fried chicken, like a chicken tender you would get from like a chicken tendy.
Well, I mean, didn't they have those tacos at the taco show as chicken?
Oh, yeah, that was the naked taco or naked chicken taco.
Is like the sandwich chicken, and then it's like more chicken, like the KFC
No. It's like a flatbread on the outside. Right. So it's literally like take a small flatbread, like a street taco size flatbread.
Yeah.
Okay. Fold that some bitch in half, slam a chicken tendy in there with some sauce. That's in it. I think they also have one where you get like jalapenos in it or something. And that was, it wasn't bad, but it was really not anything. I mean, it would take quite a few to really fill me up. So
challenge accepted.
Yeah, I was like, probably not.
Now I know what happened Saturday. Revenge of the chicken taco sandwich.
I ate way too many. Yeah, I had 16 of them, and no, it was I don't know.
All right, fair enough.
It was, like I said, it was fine, but it was like,
right. It was just there.
Yeah, it reminds you, like KFC for a while had like these little, basically like chicken sliders, where it was like a small chicken tendy on a bun, basically.
I just pictured the cast of sliders as chickens.
Yes.
And I would watch chicken sliders.
I would watch that too. They hit like an alternate universe and everyone's beef instead. Yeah. Yeah. That was a good show. Let's write this down. Let's go. Let's stop doing this bullshit and let's just write the show.
Chicken sliders.
Oh man. So anyway, all that said, that's been it basically. I haven't really done much.
Right.
I probably should. I just haven't.
That's great. I probably should.
Whatever. It's one of those things where, like, if I don't do much of anything for a while, I feel very guilty.
Right.
Like I'm wasting life, time, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, but whatever. How about you?
I mean, it's been all right. Obviously, I talked briefly about Devry coming and hanging out, but Saturday, I mean, the week is the week. Work.
Yeah.
But this it's a short week too, which is cool.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah, right. Labor Day.
But this weekend was the first weekend in a very long time that, besides Dev coming and visiting, I really didn't have a whole lot planned, and it was fucking great. Because I didn't work. So I got to sleep in, and then we just kind of chilled all day. And then we're like, oh, we need some firewood. And well, I went up because there's this little orchard in Michigan. I'm like, they might have firewood. If not, I know there's a place not too far from it. And they also happen to have a hard cider tap room. And I've been wanting to go there for a while. So, we popped in this little orchard. I got a flight of hard cider. It was all delicious. Michelle got a frozen. They were making hard cider slushies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And we got, although, get this, because, she's a lightweight when it comes to drinking,
Yeah.
She started going through this hard cider slushy, and she's like, I got to eat. I'm starting to, feel,
Yeah.
And there was a barbecue food truck up there, right?
Oh, I figured you'd be like, there's apples everywhere.
Dude, don't get me wrong. The apples are loaded right now, or the trees are loaded with apples right now, and I was just like, I just want to grab them and eat them. I love an apple.
Yeah. You should.
But I got to go apple picking up the kiddos.
No, you don't.
I mean, no, I should. But
yeah.
But so we got some food from this food truck, and it was good. But you're not a coleslaw fan, are you?
I'm a very limited coleslaw fan. Like I can do coleslaw on a sandwich.
Pulled pork, right?
Yeah, for sure on that.
Okay.
Or I've had some a few tacos where there's like a little like a not a real like saucy slaw, but more of a dry slaw, or a like an apple slaw, or a broccoli slaw, something like that. I can do.
They had it was called a barbecue sundae, and
Okay.
I'm like, I'm not super hungry, so let me get this.
Picturing ice cream with like pulled pork and barbecue sauce over the top.
Well, it came on this plate, and it was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. But it came on this plate. I should take a picture. I don't know why I didn't post it. But it was a layer of mac and cheese, pulled pork, coleslaw. They put a cherry tomato on top, and then it comes with whatever barbecue sauce you want on the side.
Okay.
And, according to the lady that was in the food truck, and I believe it, just looking at the way stuff looked, they make everything in-house. Like, the barbecue sauce was actually legit. It was really good.
Nice.
It was fucking delicious. Yeah, it was really good.
Sounds like it would be. I mean, there's nothing about that doesn't, fare well or anything. So unless maybe like if, things could get weird depending on like the mac and cheese and coleslaw, but with the pulled pork in there,
it all went together very well. Yeah, it was good. It was good. But
nice.
The orchard was cool. And then, we went and got some fire, which I don't know why I've ever bought those weird bundles of firewood at a grocery store before. Because, you get a bundle, it's got maybe 7-8 pieces of wood on it. It's like $12 or something.
Yeah,
I got 20 good pieces of wood from this local guy that just does it. And, I'm like, I just need they're like, how much do you need? I'm like, I don't need, I'm in my Jeep. I don't have a lot of room. I'm like, I don't know, 20 pieces? They're like, $5. Okay. I'll be back for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially when it's not just the fire, like you've got other reasons to go at the same place.
Yeah, well, this is a different place in the orchard.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But I mean, it's up the road from like inside to 5, so I can just go get a beer then.
Yeah.
But regardless. But and then Dev came in. We went downtown, got some tiki. The Toledo Spirits is doing all tiki drinks right now, and they're fucking great. And so we had some tiki drinks. We just hung out and bullshitted, and then we went, to Carl's Poco Loco. We ate some food out on the sidewalk, and came back here to my house. And we had some, he brought a nice bottle of whiskey down with him. We had a nice little pour of whiskey and just kind of just bullshitted and watched some weird YouTube videos. And
well, that's as you do.
He was like, I gotta fix my car tomorrow, so I'm gonna be hitting the road soon. Which he could have definitely stayed if he wanted to, but But then the next day, man, we just ran to the store and I bought 50 foot of coaxial cable to hook up an antenna. And I just sat outside of my TV and I watched football for a while. I ran it like out of my upstairs window because I have the antenna up here.
Oh, right.
And then it got too hot outside, so I pulled the cord in and ran it down the stairs, hooked it up to my TV, and it's the first day in a very long time that I really didn't do much except sit around and watch football all day, and it felt great.
Nice. Yeah. I watched quite a bit on Sunday. Last year, I didn't watch a lot of football. Like, I watched, like, the Sunday night or Monday night and Thursday night games, right? But, like, on Sunday through, like, the first two sets of games, I basically was watching nothing. And, this year this week, I watched a decent amount of stuff. I missed some of the stuff I wanted to watch, but I saw a decent amount. Unfortunately, I don't have any sort of a package or anything to where I can, really flip around. It's just whatever's on the local channels. But,
it was like the little shitty antenna I have is good enough. Like when I was on the TV outside, which is an older TV, I got I don't know, like 11 weird channels. But I got the local so I can watch football. When I hooked it up to my Fire TV, and I don't know how good the reception is, I got like 50 some channels.
Really?
I was like, what the fuck is this?
I didn't know that it would work with a thing like that.
And then my Fire TV I can pause live TV, and like it was a good enough experience that I'm like I'm looking at my house, and whoever lived here before had DirecTV. So there's still dishes on the side of coaxial cable that runs down the side of the house into the basement. And I'm like,
Right.
I think I'm going to buy an outdoor antenna, mount it on the roof, and then just switch that coaxial over and just run cable into my house.
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah.
I'm going to split it outside so I can have an outdoor TV, you know, because
Right.
I got one in my garage anyway. So it's like,
that
but
makes sense.
it was like I said, it was a nice enough experience in the house. I'm like, I kind of just want to do that. And like an idiot, all week I've been kind of looking at different streaming packages. I don't want to pay like $60-$70 for just live TV streaming.
Yeah, that's like there's a Hulu's running a commercial right now where it shows like this woman where she's like Hulu has live TV and all this, and then at the end it's like Hulu plus live TV, and it's like somebody in one of my Twitter rooms mentioned, they were like, oh, I'm gonna get Hulu because it's got live TV, and I'm like, slow down, like Hulu's like it's going up $1, so it's gonna be like $7 a month or whatever, which is still an incredible value, but. And I was like, but to get the live TV, it's like $60 or $70, I think. And she was like,
still cheaper than cable.
Still cheaper, definitely. But I was like, just, like it's not included in the, like $7 package or 12, 13 if you, no commercials.
Well, and then me looking around, like Sling is pretty attractive because it's cheaper. But it's like you can choose Sling Blue, Sling Orange, or you get like Sling Max or whatever, which is everything. And it's like, oh, cool, we'll get Orange. Oh, but Blue has other channels that I want. Oh, well, I'll get Blue. Oh, but then it doesn't have the same channel. Oh, so that's how to get you.
Yeah, it is, because that's people for years have wanted a la carte with cable. Where it's like, hey, give us like local channels and maybe this, very small group or whatever, and then just let us pick.
Yeah, that would be the best move, is to go through and click the channels you want.
Yeah. The networks absolutely don't want that.
Yeah, so
because like ESPN, think of how many channels ESPN has, right? Well, they make whoever your cable provider is or satellite provider, whatever, they make them buy all those channels. So then they, so that they then have to charge you for all of those channels. You may not want ESPN Classic or, the Ocho or whatever.
Yeah, so I think like I found an antenna on Amazon that's outdoors and it's very high rated and it's currently like more than half off. So I'm like, fuck it. I think I'm just gonna pull the trigger on it and run some cable through my do what my dad used to do. I remember that shit when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd buy splitters from Radio Shack, and suddenly every TV in the house had cable.
Yeah, I think it's weird now though, because at least I don't know if it works that way with the like local cable type stuff, but for what you're doing, it probably would work fine. But it was like when we had DirecTV, I was gonna splice one of the TVs into my room, like my sister's room, into mine, and from looking around online and stuff, I was told that basically if you did that, all you could watch is whatever they were watching, which sucks.
With the antenna,
because
though, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're just getting that signal.
Like her and I, because her and I did not, don't have the same taste in what we like to watch. So
yeah, because like with when we were growing up, when my dad would do that with cable, when we had the cable boxes that actually were like digital boxes later, it was basically like, well, if you want to. You can split it, but it's controlled by whatever's in the living room.
Yeah, it's going to be the same thing.
West, you could split it, and it was like whatever. It didn't matter.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
But with over the air, you can split it, and it's fine. Yeah.
Right.
So, I think that's going to be my move.
Yeah. Well, if nothing else, I mean, at least it gives you the option to get your to get football and stuff.
I've just been like this year, like last year. I haven't really watched in a couple years, honestly, because I haven't had the ability to. I could watch the Thursday night game on Amazon, or whatever. But it's like, and the antenna I had was shit. I got terrible reception with it.
Yeah, so, there were certain games you would have been able to watch because you have Verizon.
Yeah.
Like through like the Yahoo app or whatever I think it is now, or Bleacher Report, or I don't remember what it is now. It used to be through the NFL app, and then I think they went with Yahoo or something like that, which I don't understand. But they made it more complicated to let you watch it. But like you said, you've also got access through to the Thursday one via Amazon and stuff.
Because like we're talking of Hulu, I got the Disney Plus Hulu. Like right now, I've got Monday Night Football like a little window up, just so I can look at the score and shit.
Right. Yeah, and like I told you, I have Peacock Premium, so I could have straightened you out as far as getting the Sunday night game too.
I watched that because I still had my I watched it over the air. So yeah,
right, even better.
Just like I don't know why I didn't do that right when we moved in, but I didn't realize how good the like digital over the air is now.
Yeah, I guess so.
I know, right?
I don't like when I was like the room I'm in right now. When I was sleeping in this room, I didn't have a cable hookup at all because my sister had it in her room, and I didn't. I wasn't going to ask my mom to get another one because I really didn't watch a lot of stuff. Like I stream stuff. I would just watch stuff on Netflix and Hulu. So I was like, no big deal. Sports, I had the TV I had in here had an okay air antenna to it. I bought one of those like $10 external ones, and that kind of straightened it out, so I could get football and and I used to watch a lot of stuff on like MeTV because they run like the old Batman show. Classic. And, yeah. So, I just flip around some of those channels, and they had, I think, MST3K on weekends and stuff. And they have like the Three Stooges on Saturday, so I found enough shit to keep, to occupy me,
Right.
So it wasn't a big deal, but yeah, I mean, I kind of like having access to the cable because I couldn't really watch wrestling then unless I was streaming it. Because all wrestling is on, well, not now. Fox has SmackDown, but everything else is on cable or streaming.
But yeah, it was a nice little Sunday, especially like I don't know why. When I had to actually I disconnected my TV I had mounted on my wall. Forgot I didn't have a stand for it, but I have lots of like just random lumber, so I really quick built a stand for it.
Work, yeah.
And it just sitting on my back patio furniture. I had just this little TV hooked up. I'm like, this is fucking great. Like this is gonna probably be my fall ritual now.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you, especially when it's nice out.
Exactly. Like it got a little hot Sunday, but I mean, once it gets a little crisper and I can get like the grill going, have the fire pit going, I'm like, bro. So Brian, anytime you want to come over for Sunday, you just let me know.
I like it. It's a good plan.
But yeah, it was a good ass weekend.
Pleasantly surprised that my football team did not absolutely lay an egg.
No, I mean, not like my football team shit the bed Sunday night.
Well, I mean, they were playing, they were seeing what everybody's been saying this offseason, and that, Matt Stafford's going to make the Rams real good probably. So.
Oh, yeah, but still, shit the bed.
Yeah, people are finally going to see that all these years in Detroit that he was a viable quarterback. It was just there's no fucking defense or offensive line or running game pretty much the whole time he's been there. It's hard to win a Super Bowl when most of the aspects of the game you're not good at.
Yeah, fair enough. But no,
although
the Lions didn't do so bad though.
Right now, no, tied for first in the division.
Right there, you go.
It's the whole division lost.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that and the old Brownies, they're looking all right too.
Yeah, they were competitive against. I think Kansas City's a good measuring stick team.
Yeah.
The Browns are almost there. They're so close, but not quite. But that's all right. You don't have to win it now. It's if you find them in the playoffs, that's when you have to beat them. But yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was nice watching football again. Having a whole day of football again. It was it felt good.
And it was funny because like I'm not a rah sports. I go like on Sunday. You see me out there in my Bears hat, shirt, and shoes, like fuck yeah.
Yeah, dressed as a
exactly. I'm just not that guy. So when I sat down, I'm like, I'm making comments and I'm watching, like Michelle's like, I didn't know this was who you were, and I'm like, it's I'm like, it's I like watching sports. I just don't usually because I'm usually busy. But it felt so good. Although I'll be honest. There was one little like twinge of like, it's because you remember once upon a time, every Sunday T would come over and watch football with me.
Yeah.
And I was sitting outside thinking, man, this would be a perfect. I'd like, man, I wish a T was here right now.
Love it. Yeah, he'd dig it for sure.
Exactly.
take a nap
Oh
outside.
fuck yeah,
Yeah,
take a yard nap.
for sure. Yeah,
So that was one moment. I was kind of like, oh man, but
yeah. That's
yeah,
understandable because that was the thing.
But that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. I bet that was weird for her to see that though, because I hadn't thought about that. Because you're right, like you haven't really been watching football the last couple of years because you didn't really have anything set
Yeah.
up.
Now I
So
had the time and resources to set something up.
Yeah. So she sees you week 2 and you're out there, with the logo painted on your chest.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was sitting on Amazon and other websites, like looking at jerseys. Like I should get a jersey.
It's funny. I think I have a Barry Sanders jersey somewhere. Like one of my random totes clothing. I don't think I have any because I had a Calvin Johnson, like a black Calvin Johnson jersey for a while. And I ended up selling it when I sold most of my other jerseys that I had. So I haven't gotten another one since. I was actually thinking the other day though, I was like, I should get like a shirt or something because I have a hat, but I don't have. Oh, I might have a shirt somewhere. Again,
like I used to have a Bears hat, but it's been destroyed by the elements.
I think that thing evaporated eventually.
It was just gone. All was left is a little snapback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seriously, the elements ate that up.
Yeah, it turns to ash except for the snapback.
It chose the wrong grail.
Yeah. You ain't
kidding, my God,
that
was
hat.
rough.
Yeah. Was that one like I know you had a Mud Hens hat that went from like dark blue to like
I just
tan.
threw that away this summer.
That fucking thing, man. I've never seen a hat lose color. Like I've seen hats fade.
Yeah.
But that thing like lost all pigment.
Yeah, actually, when we went to the Mud Hens game, we were in the swamp shop, and they had that hat still.
Oh, you should have got another one.
I
for
should
sure.
have, but I pointed at it. I'm like, you see this hat? And Michelle's like, yeah. I'm like, that's the hat that I threw away. It used to look like this. And she was like, oh my God. Like nice vivid red and blue, and it eventually turned into some sort of weird rusty orange color.
Yeah, that was mind blowing.
Fucked up between the sun and the sweat and the rain, because that was the hat I kept in my Jeep in case it rained.
Oh yeah,
so I'd be like, oh, let me throw this on my head so my glasses don't get speckled, So it just got devoured by the elements.
Yeah. I had an Indians hat that was like that. Then when I got it, it was, like the dark blue that they wear. And by the time I finally threw it away, that thing was the lightest blue.
Right.
Like it faded so bad, but it was such a comfortable hat. I didn't want to get rid of it. But you know how it is, like the front's all frayed on the thing, and it, you've sweat in it so many times. It's disgusting. And
it's got those salt
But eventually
lines.
you're like, yeah, you're like, okay, it's time to throw this away.
I got a car hat I use like when I'm out working in the garage or mowing, or wear it to work, and that thing is fucking gross.
That's what I did with mine. Was I wore it a lot when I was like cutting the grass and stuff like that, and that's one of those where it was like when I was done cutting the grass, I just left it outside. To air out,
stiffen up in the sun.
Dry. Oh man, that thing was a mess. So,
but I mean, but honestly, besides having a pretty chill weekend and seeing my family tonight, that was cool. Had lunch. Had dinner with my parents and my sister and brother-in-law. So I haven't seen my family in probably a month or two. It's been weird.
Yeah,
everyone's just so busy. It's like they're like my mom's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm this. Oh, okay. And then like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, we're doing we just schedules never lined up.
Yeah.
And then she texted me yesterday. Hey, we're going to be heading to South Carolina on Wednesday. Is there any time we can get? I'm like, thinking like, well, tomorrow I've got a birthday dinner like I talked about. We're podcasting tonight. I'm like, well, Monday's the best day. So that's why you and I are recording a little later than normal.
Right, because we could have always moved whatever around if we needed to, as we've done many times.
It's just my week is so booked. It's like, well, whatever. Is what it is.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And then we were at dinner. Took it forever because the poor service industry. It's not their fault. I understand, but I mean we were there forever because everybody's so short staffed still. You know?
Yeah. It's like the pizza place that's right up the street here, not Marco's, but Mancino's.
Right.
And, dude, I saw on their Facebook on Friday, they were closed. I think they closed at like 4 o'clock on Friday.
Holy shit, that's wild.
No, that's right. They weren't open Friday because they didn't have enough staff. Sunday they closed at 4 o'clock.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, not open on a Friday, closing early on Sunday. It's like, man, those are two, like Friday's just like the end of the week. Let's get pizza. Yeah. Sunday, it's like, yo, this is football time. Like, oh man, I was like, damn.
Well, it's like
and they closed the inside. Like you can't go in there for dine-in now. And I was like, man, I don't like the feeling. It's like I hope they don't close. I like that place.
Well, it's
but
like our server she took forever, which I mean, it's not, like I said, not her fault. But I ran it because we were sitting outdoors. I ran inside to hit the head, and I'm like, oh, she's waiting tables inside and outside.
Oh man, that's rough. Because you can't keep an eye on things.
I was like, well, that explains everything,
Yeah, for sure. Shit.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, it's still a lovely, lovely evening of my family and a nice meal. But I felt so bad for her.
Yeah, and it's tough because it's a lot of people don't have patience for it, but that's where it's at. You don't have a lot of choice right now. I could
kind of tell my mom was starting to get irritated because she's been in the biz like most of her life. Yeah. So, but she gets it too. But I could tell she was kind of like, I think she might have forgot. She was just, I could hear her,
Yeah.
I'm like, I love you, but settle down.
Well, the way you think of it too is like, the way a lot of times they do things is you do something for one table and then you do something for the next table and eventually you come back to the one table. You kind of rotate. And like I said, with sitting outside and inside, you can't go, oh shit, I have to get over there and get drinks for them or refills or whatever, because you've got probably one of your inside tables going, oh hey, can we get some napkins or whatever.
Like, we were at the Village Inn, which you and I've been to. Delicious. And it's one of my parents' favorite places too. It's just a good spot. But like I was talking to my stepdad, he's like, we were here not that long ago, and he's like, the bartender was working the bar inside and then coming outside and then working the bar outside.
Oh, dude, that happened.
Which is just fucked up.
That barbecue place that's over, sorry, folks, at DeVoe.
Okay, yeah, right by me. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I was there. I don't remember who I was with.
You didn't
I was
call
there.
Me?
No, this is a while ago. But it was the same thing. The bartender inside had to come outside every once in a while to bartend outside. Wild. And I'm like, this has got to suck because you can't do your job well on either front.
Exactly.
Because if you're outside, you're ignoring anyone who needs a new beer inside or whatever. Yeah, I was like, oh man. And they had a bartender call off on them so that,
what are you gonna do?
Eventually they took one of the servers and they had them helping the bartender basically. Like, they had them like pouring beers basically.
That is a different skill set.
For sure. So the bartender was still making mixed drinks and shit, but they had like a server jumping around kind of, or a manager or something like that, like pouring beers. And I was like, that makes sense. That helps, because how it is. A lot of the places they had, they have bottled beers too. So, anybody can, pretty much take the top off a beer and hand it to someone.
I mean,
so,
you're not wrong there. Yeah.
As long as they know the what do you call it? The POS or whatever.
Piece of shit, right?
Yeah, piece of shit for sure.
But no, I mean, my week, it was a good week. Yeah,
that's cool.
Good stuff.
It's funny. I got a thing from FanDuel that was like, hey, here's a voucher for a free game this weekend. And I always look at the free games, because there's always ones put on by like various liquor companies or fast food places or something where you get like one free entry or whatever. And, so I always play those because they're free.
Yeah, free is good.
Yeah. So the voucher one that I got, though, it was one of those where you pick like an MVP, which their points were double. And then you pick like 3 or 4 other flex options. And, you have X amount of dollars to use to field your team. and it was for the Sunday night or Thursday night game, which was the Bucks and Cowboys. Right. So I'm like, well, I'm clearly picking Tom Brady as my MVP because, you know, I'm going to pick Tom Brady. And, you know, and I don't remember who else I picked. But anyway, I ended up winning $8 on it. So,
I mean,
you know, which ain't bad for a free entry.
Free $8 basically.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, cool. Because what's cool about that is like, oh, well, now I can play a little bit. You know, I didn't this weekend. I will next weekend because I don't like playing early in the season because, you know, guys haven't stretched. They tend to be a lot of like hammies and stuff that get pulled in that first week because the guys haven't played. Right. You know, they haven't played a full game. You know, if they were in any preseason game, it was probably for like a series.
Right.
You know, like not 60 minutes of football or, you know, whatever the equivalent they play.
What have you?
So. Yeah, but I was like, well, cool. Now I can, because I usually play like quarter games anyway. So I'm like, oh, cool. I got $8. I can, you know, play next week and see how I do.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Had some free ones on DraftKings too that I played and did bupkis on those.
I learned like 2 years ago
bed, if you will.
That I'm just a jinx when it comes to that shit anymore.
There's certain games that they had, but I gotta find them again. That I was pretty good at last year. Like the one that was the best one to play for anybody out there. I don't know if they still have it. And I can't remember if it was FanDuel or DraftKings. But it was literally called Beat the Score. And all you had to do was score like over 100 points and basically you would cash in.
Oh, that seems all right.
It's not hard most weeks to get 100 points out of a fantasy lineup.
Right.
It's pretty simple. You know, you have to be kind of smart. You got to like a couple of them. You got to, you know, go with some low salary because, you know, you want to get one or two guys that you know are going to get you 30 points or something, right. You know. But anyway, I haven't found that this year. And I don't know that what sucks is a lot of times they'll take games away.
Like people are winning too much money. We got to get this out of here.
Basically, yeah. The one that I did the best, one of the ones I did the best on last year was one where it was kickers. And it would basically like it would show you 3 kickers and you pick which kicker you thought of those 3 would be the best one. And it had like A, B, and C level kickers. Right. So you would pick one from each one and then basically, you know, depending on how they score and whatever. And I did really well with that one, which was kind of weird. But yeah, I won a decent amount on like one of the weeks last year. I think I won like $25 on one of them. And, you know, I know that's not huge money, but given that I'm paying like a quarter to enter.
That's a significant upgrade, if you will.
Yeah, which is great because I'm like $25 in the thing or whatever. It was like, man, I played a good chunk of time on that because there were a lot of weeks where I'd break even, but it was like, well, as long as I don't lose, I can just keep playing, right? You know. And even if at the end of the season I have nothing, it's like, you know, I got to play and have fun, and I didn't lose. Like, you know, if I get significant money, like in DraftKings a couple years ago on one of the contests, I won like $75.
Nothing wrong with that.
And so I left like 10 or 15 bucks in and pulled all the rest out, you know, because I was like, okay, I can still have a little fun, but this way guaranteed some of it's actually in my pocket,
it's like
not going to get.
Bring money to the casino.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm going to lose this money. Oh, wait, I just won that money back. I'm going to put this money away. And I still have play money.
Right. Like I'm going to replace my egg and then, you know, so. But here's the funny part. Like, I enjoy doing those. I don't obsess on them. Like, I play like 4 or 5 a week, maybe. And a lot of times I'll use the same lineup in like a couple contests if I think I have a solid lineup, right? Because you can, a lot of times once you have a lineup, you can just pick contests and enter that lineup. So, but have you noticed via social media? Yeah, I know you don't watch much TV as far, you know, like, you know, with commercials and stuff, but there has been so much sports betting ads.
Really?
Dude, it is insane. Every time I see one on Twitter, I block whatever account it is. That way it won't come up again. I've been doing it on Facebook or not Facebook, Instagram. And then when I'm watching TV, like if during the NFL games, you don't really start paying attention to the commercials. It feels like every second or third commercial is for some casino because they have a new app that they want you to use, which I think is
sports betting was illegal.
Yeah. like you remember ESPN never used to talk about betting of any kind. Like they didn't show the spreads. They might with horse racing, but they didn't show the spread on anything else. Now so many things, like in their fantasy stuff, they actually have shows where they'll be like, here's the best, like daily fantasy, which means DraftKings or FanDuel basically. Right. And they actually had shows built around it. Yeah. Huh. And like we were watching, like Jim that lives here, he likes watching horse racing. When you watch, there's the horse race. In between the races, basically the whole time before the next race, they're telling you like the odds and a bunch of information about the horses that are going to be in the next race. Literally setting you up for betting. Right. It's the whole non-racing time is basically about like, here's how to bet kind of a thing. And it's like, I don't think that's good because for people who have a problem with this, it makes it really easy. That'd be like if someone came up to you all the time and was like, hey, do you want beer? Like just sitting at home and someone just shows up every so often. Hey, you want beer? 10 minutes later, hey, you want a beer? It's like, yeah, you're going to keep drinking beers.
I mean, I guess I still have 3, but all right.
Right. But you're going to keep drinking because it's like, well, sure, I'll take, I know everyone's got to take their own responsibilities, but having known a few people who are addicted to gambling, it's really easy because like once you sign up for these apps, they'll email you and try to get you to come back. Like, hey, come back now. We'll give you this much free money.
I haven't played DraftKings in like over a year.
Yeah, and they do it.
And as soon as like, hey, football week 1, we'll match up to like $400 or something. Yeah, it's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I should reply. Need I remind you, I am a jinx.
They're like, exactly. That's why we want you.
You're not wrong.
You're like a poker player with a bad tell, You're like, sure, hey, bring Tony. He was great last time. As soon as I get
ace, I'm like, fuck yeah, ace. I mean, man, my cards suck, guys.
You stand up and do the icky shuffle, every time.
Every time.
How many cards do you need, Tony? I'm good. Shit. But man, it's more like it's not as much the like for addicts that it bothers me as much as it's just like, okay, enough. Right. Like I don't want to hear every other commercial like about this casino. This casino. Yeah.
Betting somehow became legal.
Yeah, sports betting in Michigan for apps and stuff is pretty recent. So that's what it is they're going hard in the paint, to start off. And
what's next? Plus, Michigan gets recreational marijuana.
Wait a minute. We're already ahead of that
next?
Curve.
Gets over-the-counter heroin.
Yeah. Oh, no. Probably a bad idea. Yeah, it's probably bad. But, yeah, anyway. But it is kind of funny because here I am railing about that, but also very much on. Yeah, but I'm not betting in the putting actual money. Like if my account on FanDuel says 0, I will only play the free games.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Now, the only difference is maybe at the beginning of the season, I might put like 10 or 15 bucks into play for the season.
Grand scheme of things. It's not like I need to get another mortgage.
Yeah, right.
For what reason? Are you adding an addition to your house?
Yeah.
Like betting.
Like, listen, I got a lineup this week for FanDuel. You are not going to believe.
So good, you have no idea.
Like, I'll tell you what, I'm not supposed to do this, but if you give me that lineup, I'll approve your lineup.
Yeah, exactly. Just an artist starts itching his neck. Oh, yeah, right. FanDuel, you say?
What'd you hear, man? What's going on? Yeah,
some sort of weird report I don't know about.
Yeah. Something about an injury or something? What's going on?
What's happening, Bryan?
Yeah. But it's interesting because after playing on those sites, like I don't have much interest in regular fantasy football anymore because each week I can pick a whole new lineup. It's more challenging. It's more fun to me.
Yeah, fair enough.
But then also there are a lot of weeks where I just don't bother with it also, which is maybe the biggest draw to me is if I don't feel like doing lineups, I don't do lineups. I don't have
it's
to.
Like I had some friends of mine just a few days before season 1 started, or week 1, not season 1. And
season one.
And they're like, "Hey, fantasy football, you want in?" I'm like, I haven't played in a while, like a legit fantasy football league. It's like, yeah, whatever. I don't know any of the players anymore because I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah, I'm not like there were a lot of new quarterbacks this year. Yeah. And there's a lot of, every season you have free agents and whatever and draft picks, but it just feels like there's so many more changes this year that I'm like, whereas again with DraftKings and FanDuel, I can kind of catch up quicker for what it is. Cause all I got to do in that, it's more about matchups than, you look for like certain metrics are the better tells in that versus regular fantasy football where it's like, well, I want a guy who's going to get me points every week. I don't have to worry about next week with this running back or that running back. Or if I get an injury, I'm not like, shit, I'm screwed for the season. I'm, oh, well, I just won't pick that guy next week, unless I'm real stupid. So, well, because a lot of times they leave them in, like you can still pick those guys.
I'm real stupid.
And I'm not going to lie. I think I saw one of the lineups that did really well one time. Like the guy had an injured guy in there because he ran out of money but you still have to fill that slot. So he picked a guy that wasn't going to play basically and still did well because the other guys he picked were really good.
Yeah.
But
that was my thing. It was like, and also it's through an app I've never used before.
Oh, okay.
And it was like when the draft happened, we were actually at the gym. But I'm like, whatever. I'm warming up. I'm on the fucking treadmill walking. I can do a draft.
Yeah.
I drafted one slot, and then for some reason it's like auto draft finish. I didn't know how to get out of auto. I was
nothing
like,
but kickers.
I'm like, whatever. Whatever gets me, gets me. I actually got a decent team, but
you got the auto like that one season in the league. I think it was where Taco wasn't there, so they drafted nothing but kickers for him.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
That was his auto draft, was all kickers.
But it's I don't know. It does feel. I kind of like playing fantasy football.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I don't care anymore.
Right.
Like back in the day when we played and we had. We were doing the league that the same people had all the goofy trophies and shit, and
I'm with you.
That was like back then. I really cared. Yeah. I don't care.
See that was like I told you. I was like, if you need somebody, I'll do it, but I really don't want to.
It's like apparently there's a prize. I don't know what the prize is going to be. It was free to join, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's up.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know. If we could find a league that was like the league we did a decade ago, where we can make up all the weird shit we use. It's not what I'm used to, Brian, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I'm with you because I
feel like an old man talking about the good old days.
No, you're right, because that made it much like on the TV show The League, how they have the oh shit, I can't think of what it's called, the last place trophy.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we had our series of trophies that really added to it each week was like who got the, the Burt Reynolds Suck It Bitch Award and who got the, curb stomp of the week or whatever.
Yeah, it was fun.
Or the one that the T Sleepy Easily Award for, the worst whipping of the week kind of a thing.
Right.
Or no, that trophy was for who finished last in the league. That was because he did it back to back.
Oh yeah,
and
that's true.
I took over the league, and then I was like, well, I'm naming this after T because he has back to back.
I mean, it's only fair.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm with you though. If it was something like that, I'd probably be more back into it. But I'm just otherwise, like I said, I like doing. FanDuel or DraftKings more because again, like I said, I can do it right. Like I'll sit there while I'm just doing nothing else on my phone and just kind of do a couple lineups or something. I don't,
I get it, yeah.
But a lot of weeks I don't. Like last year, I think there was probably 4 or 5 weeks I did play. The rest of the weeks I didn't.
Right.
And with fantasy football, if I put that level of effort in, I'm probably not going to win. You know,
that's very true.
Depends on the league. We've been in a couple leagues where I might have still been able to win. Because I do remember one league we were in where I got auto drafted because I couldn't be there for the draft.
Yeah.
And started off like 0-4 and still won the league because nobody was putting any effort in. You know, so it just depends on the league. I hate leagues like that though. I don't want to play with people who don't bother. You know?
Yeah, like at least have your lineup set.
Yeah, I don't want to play with people that are like freakishly, into it, like angry if they win or lose or what. I was like, slow down, man. It's a stupid game.
Yeah, like, unless you have money involved, no one cares.
Yeah, and even then, for me, it'd have to be big money for me to get really angry at it.
I mean, that was like the only time I was really invested was like I'm not even calling them friends.
Yeah.
They were like Logan's friends' parents, and the dad invited me into a fantasy league.
Yeah.
And I was just like, sure, I like fantasy football. And then I found out it was like a $75 buy-in. And at the time.
Oh, that's right. I remember because you actually, they needed someone else. And you were like, yeah, I just found out this league's like $75. And I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was going to join, but
it was one of those things where I was like, fuck, I already said yeah. And money was super tight back then.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever. And I ended up taking second in the league.
Right.
I was like invested,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. At least I made my money back and then some. So that was fine.
Yeah. That's kind of the thing is it's like one of the things I always did is like any league I was in pretty much I was in, like I tried to be, in it. I always set my lineups. I was competitive, all that, except for I think one time there was like 1 week where I didn't, but I always tried to be, to at least play the part of picking guys up on waivers to improve my team and setting my lineups and, but whatever.
Anyway. Hey, that's enough. We've talked fantasy football for like 45 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should move on.
Especially for a podcast that isn't running a pick'em league this year.
It kind of makes me sad we're not doing Dude Mountain this year, but what are you going to do?
I even did. I should have posted them, but I even simmed the first season with Madden 16 or the first week, because I was gonna, I was gonna keep that running because see how many years that game could do okay. Because dude, one of the games I simmed right was the first one, of course, was the Buccaneers and Cowboys.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys still had Tony Romo as a quarterback.
Oh, he wasn't announcing?
No, so that tells you how out of date that the roster is on that one, because it's from 2016.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Did you did you watch the What If this week?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Spurlers just in case.
Yeah.
For anyone who hasn't watched.
Right.
But shame on you. You should have already watched it.
Also true.
Dude, I was so excited for this one because it was the zombies one.
Yeah, it was good.
And I thought it was a really good episode. That ending, again, no spoilers on the ending. How about that? But wow, like really made me go, man, I want more of this. Like I want to see what happens.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it was pretty good.
I mean, it was really good, and it's just it's getting like the last 2 episodes have been super dark.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, that it was like, I wonder if they'll have kind of a funny or a more lighthearted one coming up. Because I don't know what I know they announced most of the themes early, but I can't remember all of them. And I don't know what, this week's is. This will be what, week 6?
I believe so.
Yeah, episode 6.
Yeah.
There should be one where I know there's one coming up where Killmonger is the Black Panther.
Nice.
That's all I can remember. I absolutely can, because I'm thinking of like the Funko Pops. Because what's funny about the way these Marvel shows are going, is as things are getting revealed in these shows, then like the very next day, Funko is like, oh hey, here's a whole group of like with Loki, Spurlers. After they had all the Lokis in the thing together, like the president, the alligator, the kid, they had the very next day, all of those pops were announced.
Shocking.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, damn it, I still haven't got an alligator Loki. I'm very disappointed that I haven't got one yet.
I am disappointed for you.
but the day after or a couple days after this last week's What If showed up, there was like, an Iron Man. There's zombie. There's a zombie of most of the zombies that were shown. There's no Black Panther because I think that would be kind of weird. But so they revealed a bunch of pops for that. But
no, it was it was fucking good.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
It's really. There was one thing I wish they would have done though for the pops.
What's that?
Which is, again, spoilers, just in case, even though this isn't really a spoiler. Doctor Strange's cape, how it moves around on its own.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish they just made a pop of the cape.
Oh,
They made
like
it
on a clear base or something?
Yeah. Because they have Spider-Man with it on.
Yeah.
But I wish they just made the cape. I think that would have been a funny pop to make just by itself with just the cape.
Yeah, that would have been great, actually.
I don't know how people would have reacted to charging $10 for just the cape.
I mean,
but,
in the context of the episode, people probably been like, yeah, I'll pay that.
Yeah, because it makes sense. It's kind of its own character in the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, that was pretty fun.
I'm actually kind of surprised, though, because like I said, it'd be like the last week's Doctor Strange. Or I guess the week before was Doctor Strange. It was dark.
Yeah.
And then last week was Marvel the Zombies, and it was super dark as well. Like, I know they're killing the undead, but it was pretty violent. There was
a lot of killing in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. Me too. And so that's why I said I'm curious if they've got this would have been a great time. This next one would have been a great time to put the Star-Lord one, where Black Panther was Star-Lord. Like, I feel like that one would have been a great,
kind of like break the like darkness.
Yeah, to have a little fun and just be kind of a silly episode and stuff. So I'm curious what they bring next week, because I do kind of feel like they should bring one that's maybe not as heavy for a week.
It would be. I mean, maybe they just go in deeper.
Maybe that's how
the paint
goes
here now.
yeah. Maybe that's how the whole season goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, I can't imagine the one with Killmonger being Black Panther. I don't think will be super dark. It's probably just going to be more of him as But depending on how they, I guess depends on how they do it. It could be. But
I mean, I guess you never know, right?
See, all I can say is this show has, for the most part, it's lived up to what I was hoping for.
Oh, for sure.
The only reason it isn't is because I understand why everything basically is based off of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
Versus giving us the comics, because I'd love to have the Punisher kills the Marvel universe, or what if Wolverine was the Lord of the Vampires, those ones that were classic issues from our youth,
right?
I think those
fun to. It's unfortunately it all revolves around the cinematic stuff.
Oh, so I said I get it.
I get it too, but
I wish they could maybe throw us one or two episodes. Yeah, like a bonus episode is, whatever. Like, hey, this doesn't, especially because the concept of that show is like, hey, there's tons of universes and this and that, and none of the, maybe this happens, but it doesn't, I mean, maybe it does.
With the way the Marvel universe is going right now, with the multiverse and Kang the Conqueror, it makes sense that they're doing this.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
I'm with you as well, though. It'd be nice to see some of those, like you were saying, classic what ifs.
Right. Like just some of the fan favorite issues as books. And maybe they will, because I think they've already said I don't remember if they said there's going to be a season 2, but I'm pretty sure that I read there's going to be a season 2.
That'd be cool.
But again, it could very well still be rooted in the Marvel universe or cinematic universe, but which again, understandable.
Right.
But kind of wish they would, I wish they would just have some fun outside of it, although these episodes have all been pretty fun. And
yeah, I've definitely been enjoying them.
Like I said, man, I would take Agent Carter. I'd take, or whatever she was called in the show. I can't remember. Was it Captain Carter?
Captain Carter, I believe.
Yeah. I would watch that as a series because I think that'd be a fun series. And I would certainly watch more of the zombies episode.
Right.
You know, some of the episodes obviously don't lend themselves to more of a series, or even the well, be tough to do the Star-Lord one with Chadwick Boseman being gone, but you'd have to recast. But also, I remember specifically reading that episode was like his last.
Yeah.
Unless it was taped ahead of time.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he was definitely in that last one as the voice of Black Panther.
Yep, I double checked because I was curious. I do it anyways because I'm always curious who is and who isn't back.
Right.
You know, because they've got a pretty good retention rate. You know, except for like the biggest bigs.
Yeah, like, you know, I haven't seen. I just blanked on his name. Tony Stark.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr.
I haven't seen his name come up, but I've seen a lot of like.
Yeah, they recast him, Chris Evans, and Chris Hemsworth. None of them have been in the episodes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, but, it's still A-listers are on board.
Right. Yeah. They've, you know, almost all of the others that I've seen so far, they've done because Jeremy Renner was Hawkeye, and you know what? I don't know if Caitlin Olsen did Scarlet Witch's grunts or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know Favreau was happy. So.
Yes, totally. And Bill, was it Paul Bettany was Vision. Yeah. Paul Rudd was Ant-Man.
Yep.
Which that one surprised me a little bit. I didn't know if that would, you know, if he would be one that they would bring back or not. But it looks like most of the cast was, you know, what's his nuts? That's the Sebastian. Was it Shaw? I think it is. He's been Winter Soldier in a couple episodes, and
I mean,
I didn't see Mackie was.
If Marvel
Falcon.
Cinema is going to basically set up your great grandchildren, I mean, you might as well do some voices for some fucking cartoons.
It's got to be easy work too, right?
You can do it from your house.
Yeah. You don't even have to go to the studios as much now. A lot of these people do have.
Like, do you have Zoom? I do.
Yeah,
cool.
or they go to a local studio. Like they don't necessarily have to like fly out to this place or whatever. They can. Some of them can just go to a radio station that's got a, you know, or a recording studio or something and just whatever. So yeah. Anyway, chef's kiss. But speaking of Marvel series,
yes,
they dropped the trailer for the new Hawkeye series, which will be coming November 24th, I think it was.
I believe so.
Which is the next Marvel series, which is interesting because there's what 3 or 4 episodes of What If left, so then there must be nothing Marvel between that and Hawkeye, I guess.
I mean, in theory, the Book of Fett.
Yeah, that's Star Wars.
And I just mean Disney Plus. I guess I'm thinking.
No, you're right. There'll be shit to watch for sure. Yeah. But that's okay. Nothing wrong with that because Hawkeye's supposed to kind of have like a Christmassy backdrop to it, I guess.
Right. I mean, I don't have the audio up, obviously. If you're watching the YouTube video, I got the trailer going right now, but it's very like there's Christmas music playing the whole time.
Oh yeah, there totally is. Yep. Oh. And you know, for anyone who's read the comic, you know, Hawkeye meets Kate Bishop for the first time, which is awesome because I'll be honest, in the comics, I like Kate Bishop Hawkeye way more than I ever liked Clint Barton Hawkeye.
Right.
Like I am just Hawkeye never did anything for me, you know? Like it was just like other than he always just felt like a worse version of Green Arrow to me, you know? I
mean, fair enough.
You know, and Green Arrow is an inferior version of Batman, so you know, who may or may not be, you know, basically the same character as Tony Stark. You know,
yeah, exactly right.
You know, you can jump between DC and Marvel all the time, but Hawkeye's just one of those characters. It just never did anything for me. Right. The only Hawkeye series I read wasn't really until Matt Fraction took over, and like that's the one where they end up introducing or Kate Bishop takes over eventually because like Hawkeye's lost his hearing and Yeah, it's a whole different thing. I think they might be carrying that into the
he's
shows.
Hawkeye. He's not Hawkeyer. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, it's funny because that run is refers to him as Hawk Guy, basically, jokingly, because I think it was Matt Fraction's daughter originally who called him that. She thought his name was Hawk Guy.
I mean, that's
and
pretty adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good run on that, and he's got a dog that was pretty popular, although I can't remember the dog's name.
Crypto.
I think it was Pizza the dog or something like that.
I mean, Pizza the dog is a great name.
No, I don't remember the dog's actual name, but it was jokingly referred to as Pizza, I believe.
I was like, man, Pizza the dog would be the best name ever for a dog.
I mean, it's no Pizza the Hut, but
I mean, not quite, but it'll do.
Here we go. I'll pull it up here. Is it Lucky? That seems too
happy.
No, there we go. Lucky the Pizza Dog. That's the name of it.
Lucky the Pizza Dog.
Yep.
Interesting.
So, yep. There you go. I wasn't too far off. I couldn't remember. I just remember when they made a Marvel Select figure of Hawkeye, they came with the dog, and that was like the biggest reason that figure sold for.
Of course it was.
Everybody wanted the damn dog.
Everyone wants the goddamn dog.
And it's just a stupid little, it's just it's an inaction figure, to quote
Quantum and Woody.
Yeah, with the goat.
The old goat in action figure. I still have that somewhere.
Do you? Nice.
Yeah, it's in one of my bins down in the basement.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Looks like it'll be a pretty fun series. I'm not a big Jeremy Renner fan.
He's all right.
Yeah, but whatever. He's Hawkeye. You know what I mean? It's like
Hawkeye. Yeah.
So I'm fine with that, but I can't wait to see what they do with Kate Bishop, because originally when they show her in the previews, she's dressed up as oh dude, I can't believe I'm gonna blank on this. I can't think of the damn character's name now.
Dana White.
When he's wearing like the all black and he's got the hood. Shit, what is the name of that character?
Batman?
No.
Red Mask?
No, you silly goose.
Black Mask. That was a Jet Li movie.
Yes, that would be it. Ronin. That's his name. When he's Ronin, and she, like, when they first show her, she's, because he's trying to figure out like who's in that costume, basically.
Right.
So, yeah.
But,
good stuff, man. Go figure. Something from Marvel looks like it'll be strong.
Oh, it's crazy. It's like they know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, shocking.
Weird. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very strange.
So, yeah. So, right.
Beautiferous.
Yeah. I guess.
I mean,
it's funny, you say that, like, there was I can't remember which year of the NHL EA Sports game, but one of the commentary was so bad in it. It was one of the guys just was making these terrible jokes.
Of course he was.
And it was just, so me and my nephew would play this all the time. And, you get so used to the commentary that we would just start jokingly doing the commentary.
Well, yeah. As is tradition.
It. And there was one where the guy said beautificent, and the other guy goes, huh? And he's like, beautiful, magnificent, beautificent. And we still do that. Like,
isn't it weird how shit like that gets ingrained?
Yeah. Like, we will literally, like you and I remember, I forgot what song it is now. Remember we heard that one song and you were like, Madden. And I was like, oh my God. Because it's on like Madden 12 or something like that.
I don't remember the song right now, but if I hear it, I'll know it.
I think it was on one that was on like the PS2 or something like that.
As soon as you fired the game up, it was that song immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
every once in a while, I hear that on like the 90s, rock station on XM. And I go, yeah, flashbacks.
Yep. It's so funny how, but Madden introduced me to a lot of stuff I had never heard before. They did a real good job on those soundtracks for a long time.
For sure.
I mean, they're no Tony Hawk.
They're no Tony Hawk.
That's easily my favorite soundtrack, but that wasn't like original score type stuff, I saw somebody posted on Twitter the other day. They were asking, like, what's your favorite, like, video game music? And I was like, I don't think I have one. And I'm talking, like, original score stuff, not...
Top of my head, I'm gonna go Halo.
That one's pretty good.
As soon as I hear the, or whatever it is, I'm like, oh, fucking Halo.
Right.
Fucking A right.
The two that stand out the most to me that will probably always be ingrained in my head, well, three, I should say, after thinking about it, are Dr. Mario, Tetris, and basically fill in the blank early Mario game, because the soundtracks were also, everybody knows, you know, like that.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but as far as favorite, I don't know. It's weird because there's a lot of games that unless there's dialogue in the game that I need to hear, I play music or podcasts.
Right.
And I have for years. Pretty much any sports game I play, I pretty much mute and just because I don't want to hear the commentary.
I don't blame
you. If it just played music, it'd be fine. Or if you could just hear the game sounds, like in Madden, I don't want the commentary at all because it's terrible. So, it gets too repetitive after a while, and especially for a game, if it's the game you play over and over and over and over, it's like, all right, enough.
Yeah, enough about the thing.
Yeah. Anyway. By the way. Dude, I fired up Borderlands the other night.
Yeah.
Right? Borderlands 3. And, I was like, I'll play a little bit here and, maybe close out a couple missions. So I'm going around doing the one thing, and then I'm like, I go in this one section, and I'm fighting all the guys and blah, blah. I'm like, oh, I don't, it's been a while since I played.
Right.
So I get to the one part and I'm like, this kind of looks familiar. Next thing you know, the boss comes out and I'm like, damn it, I've already played this. I've already beat this part of the map. Why am I spent half an hour going back through it.
I mean, it's hate it when you do shit like that.
Yeah, because I'm early in the game. What sucks is, and I was thinking about this the other day, my strategy is stupid on this, which is when I bought the game, I got the one that had the DLC and it comes with extra goodies basically.
Yeah. But
the guns and stuff it comes with are level 50. And you know how it is in Borderlands. By the time you get to level 50, you'll find better weapons than whatever they give you from the beginning generally.
Right.
There's no point in hanging on to guns. If you're level 6, there's almost no reason to hang on to level 10 guns, because by the time you get to 10, you'll have found something better probably, unless it's a really rare or a really weird weapon,
Right.
So I was like, so basically my whole backpack is full. So I killed these enemies and it just sprays all this, all these rare and whatever weapons. And I'm like, I can't pick any of this up, because I have one or two spots in my backpack.
Right.
Because I haven't gotten to a point yet to where you have a locker or something where you could store other stuff. So I'm just like, all right, okay,
okay.
So I was like, I really got to play that more so I can get to the part where I can either get more in my backpack or, store some stuff.
Right.
Or just start selling off some of that stuff I got that was bonus stuff.
Give me the loot.
Yeah. Because also
son.
I've got so many keys built up that by the time I get to the part where I can finally start using keys, I'm going to probably get all the things. I got more keys than DJ Khaled, my friend.
Right.
So
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But it was irritating that I fucking spent the time that I did. And I was about all that I was going to play. And then I was like, man, I didn't really advance any. All I did was play something I had already beat.
What are you going to do, though?
Yeah, I was like, well, I got some extra money.
Yeah, whatever,
experience, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Loosen up the thumbs a little bit.
Totally forgot how to play, though. Got into the battle with the boss, and I'm just like, Durr!
Buttons.
I'm just hitting shit. Like, oh yeah, that's right. That fires that power off. And I was like, I should have when I was back at the safe area, I should have done the old button check, this does this does. Oh, okay. All right, I'm back.
I haven't played this game in 6 months. Let me do this real quick.
Right. Yeah. I need to crouch and hit the jump button,
Yeah, exactly.
There was an area I was in where you have to jump in the air. You have to get up high and then jump down, and basically you kind of power slam through a door. And I had no idea how to. I had to look it up. I absolutely could not remember how to do it.
The classic sign of not playing a game in a long time.
Oh, I'm so bad.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how,
anyway.
I mean, that's one of the reasons I restart a lot of games because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
Now Borderlands, I'm not that far in, so there's no point in restarting because I'm still really early in the game, which actually, bugs me because as much as I enjoy playing it, I haven't played it much. So, yeah. But I also kind of stalled on my GTA playing. Remember, I was like, dude, I'm barreling through this game now. And I'm just like, it just stopped.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah. I had a really weird thing that apparently is not that weird happen the other night, though. So I fired up, do my online shit, do the wheel spin, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Exit out. It shows Michael. I'm in his house, and there's just this huge explosion. And I'm like, what the fuck? I run outside of his house. And there's a fucking jetliner upside down, like across like the hedges and shit next to his house, all the way across to another building. And the wings are like on the ground. There's fire truck shows up. And basically, apparently, there's no one to save because,
Plane crash.
Yeah. And the fire truck just starts smashing the wings, and it ends up, you see the fire truck ramp off the wing and then just keep driving away, and the other traffic just keeps pushing the wings and stuff until they're out of the way.
You should have like screen recorded it or something.
Just business as usual. So I type in, because I'm like, is this an event or something, like some weird shit that happens in the story? Because it's GTA, right? Apparently this happens all the time, and the reason for it is the same as, like, how there's just car accidents in the game, right? And just people do weird shit when they're driving. It's the same thing. Just the AI in the game just basically, I don't know, has a stroke and just crashes the plane.
Like, I've played a lot of the story. I mean, I beat the game. I had a lot of time invested in the story. I never saw a plane crash.
Like, as soon as I started typing it in on Google, it auto completed, and when I hit enter, there's a bunch of things where people are like, has anyone else had this happen?
That's wild.
Apparently it's fairly frequent, and no harm, no foul. It doesn't do anything to you. It doesn't wreck anything.
I mean,
there's
if
no
lands in your car, you're bummed.
Yeah, there's nothing you can gain from it, unfortunately. It's, I don't know what you would gain,
Cool
but it's
story,
too bad you can't. Yeah, like a bunch of the, there's not like bodies strewn everywhere.
There's a loot everywhere.
Yeah, that would be a bonus. You just run around grabbing money from everyone, but there's no bodies, so it's like, okay, whatever. It just blew my mind, though, because like I said, I'm in his living room. The game had just started back up in story mode, and he's, clicking on the remote, and then he gets up and then boom. And I'm used to that in online play because people will try to kill each other on the roofs of buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're in the casino, people will try to shoot the casino and stuff.
Yeah, because radius.
But I was like, but wait, I'm in story mode, and that was pretty wild.
Pretty funny.
If it happens again, I'll take a picture and send it to you.
Yeah, I was like, screen cap it, screen record it.
It was fun.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah. Anyway, where are we at here?
Oh man.
So,
right.
Do you have any stories or anything else?
Nothing else, bro. All
right.
Yeah.
Well, let's do. I'm just trying to decide. I'm waiting for my damn tabs to switch over.
What you keeping tabs on?
All right. So this one here cracked me up because, we're all about saving the world here on this podcast.
Save the world. Save the turtles.
Save the cheerleader. Save the world. Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
This is from CNN. Scientists are potty training cows in a bid to help save the planet.
All right.
And basically, they, it's no secret that cow waste is really bad for the environment, whether it's the methane or the ammonia. It's bad. So it says farm cattle produce roughly 66 to 88 pounds of feces and 8 gallons of urine each day.
Oh my goodness. Sounds like some of my coworkers. Hey-o.
Right. And of course, that stuff getting into the soil can be bad for the environment and whatever.
Yeah.
So it says, where is it? It says, while the ammonia produced from cow waste doesn't directly contribute to climate change, when mixed with soil, it's converted into nitrous oxide, a greenhouse gas. It also contaminates the soil and local waterways. So an animal psychologist at the Research Institute for Farm Animal Biology in Germany and his team said, why shouldn't cattle be able to learn how to use a toilet? Animals are quite clever and they can learn a lot. And they began potty training calves in a process they called moo training. Boo.
Oh, God.
Boo. And I'm not saying moo.
Moo.
Nor am I saying boo earns.
Moo training.
Yeah. But it said in the first phase, the cattle were put in a closed latrine and
then beaten until they shit and peed.
No. Oh. So whenever they urinated, they were given a reward of either electrolyte mixture or crushed barley.
I mean, it's the same way I was potty trained.
Same. Yeah. It says once
true story. Mine was Hershey Kisses.
I don't even know with me. I could probably nothing. I was probably just beaten until no. You'll go here. I just kept getting my nose rubbed in things.
Exactly. Newspaper whacking.
Yeah. Right. Once the cows were allowed outside, the calves would go in the toilet to get their reward. But they soon learned that there's only a reward if they urinate. So they were trying to just go get treats, basically. And they were like, nah. I
guess I was work stupid.
Right.
So get in there, future steak.
To encourage calves to use the toilets, researchers also came up with a deterrent. It says, we first used in-ear headphones and we played a very nasty sound whenever they urinated outside. Probably the sound of a burger sizzling on the grill.
Exactly.
That's you.
Oh, God. Ah.
He said, we thought this would punish the animals, but they didn't care. Ultimately, a splash of water worked as a gentle deterrent.
A splash of water. You would think a headphones full of Dirks Bentley would be enough. But instead, they get spritzed like a bad cat.
Yep. The calves were trained for 45 minutes every other day. After 10 training days, the team had managed to successfully train 11 out of the 16 involved in the experiment.
Damn, that's pretty good, actually.
The results showed that calves performed at a similar level to children when learning to potty train and did better than very young children.
You know what people are going to say now? Stupid, I just drew a blank on her name. Stupid PETA is going to be like, these cows are as intelligent as children and you're going to eat them? Yes.
Yeah, listen, if children were that delicious. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly. You ever had a child steak with fresh garlic rosemary butter?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah. So I'm curious because this was just talking about urinating. I wonder if they'll be able to get them trained to where they could like shit in a toilet too, because that actually could make a huge difference. Although cow farts are the real, all that methane.
Can we train one of these asshole cows to go grocery shopping for me?
That'd be a good idea,
right?
Like, yeah, that'd be great. Pull the cow from that was on. Was it? I think it's the first episode of Bob Burgers, Melissa.
Oh God, yeah.
The one where they glue the wig on the cow. And Bob has to explain to the guy that, cows aren't where burgers come from.
Yes. Yeah, give me a cow from Kung Pao, the Kung Fu one.
Yes.
Yeah. Kick some ass.
Fuck yeah. That'd be awesome. Good shit, though.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So that's what I like to see. Science doing the real work,
It's just, it is wild.
Yeah. It's understandable, though, because there really is. It's like if we're going to keep eating meat and we're going to have all these dairy cows and all this other stuff, it's like we've, is there something else we can do to maybe improve the situation so it's not quite as bad on the planet? Because, I mean, who wants to give up their delicious steaks? And
I was like, we can by reducing the cow population, by eating steaks faster.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Just saying.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Right.
And speaking of air quote beef,
boy, I don't like that quote unquote beef.
No. Taco Bell is trying a new program out to where in their app to where you can get a pass that varies between $5 and $10 depending on the user's location, I guess, and allows customers to redeem one taco per day. This says per a day, which that sounds weird. Per day for 30 days. The whole goal of this, of course, is to get people to come in every day because they're going to get their free taco.
Right.
They're more likely to buy something else as well,
I
right?
see, a taco lover's pass.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So is it only good for a taco?
Yeah, that's not enough that would get me in.
Yeah, no.
You know? They'd be like McDonald's and they're like, you can get a cheeseburger a day. I'd be like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, whatever, bitch.
Yeah, quarter pounder a day. Let's talk.
There you go.
No.
I'm going to the official Taco Bell website. Get the skinny on the fat here on the Taco Lovers Pass.
I like it.
Treat yourself to a taco day for 30 days from Taco Lovers Pass menu, only on the app at participating locations. How it works. Get your pass, reveal the hidden menu, best month ever.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either. So let's see here. If you do get the Taco Lovers Pass, Brian, you can help yourself to a Crunchy Taco Supreme, Soft Taco Supreme, Doritos Locos Tacos, or the Supreme version, or a Spicy Potato Soft Taco.
Huh. I will say this. I full on expected it to be a plain crunchy or soft taco. That's all I expected. At least you can get like Supreme ones and stuff, or the Doritos one.
Apparently the only place they're doing this right now is Arizona.
Yeah.
Specifically Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, there must be something about that area. I'm actually surprised it's not around here.
Pass is not available for redemption on Thanksgiving Day. What?
Ooh,
Bullshit. How am I supposed to get a Thanksgiving meal to get put together?
You go buy like the 30-pack of tacos.
Yeah.
Everybody shows up. You just put it in something shaped like they have a box shaped like a turkey because it's Thanksgiving, you know?
Because why wouldn't they?
You just open it up and there's just tacos. And disappointment.
Or wait, I got a better idea, Brian. You actually have a roast turkey. But instead of stuffing, it's just tacos inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
And then you have one of those Thanksgiving cornucopias. It's just taco stuff coming out of it.
Oh, yeah. I was like, more tacos. Because, yeah.
You know, like you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
It's an interesting idea. I'm curious if we'll hear more down the road about like this working well, or if it just fades into obscurity, you know?
Like, I wonder how much it is.
It says between $5 and $10.
Oh, well, I mean, for a month of a taco a day, I mean, I could see that being awesome.
Right. Like for me, where I live, there's a Taco Bell like 2 minutes from my house.
Right.
You know, so like if I were like going to work, I mean, I'd be driving by there probably every day. So it's like, well, yeah, I'll stop and get my free taco.
I bet you their thought process is, okay, so we're going to sell this pass for $10 and we're going to eat shit on these tacos. We're going to lose money. But no one comes to Taco Bell and just gets a taco, boys. They're going to get a giant Baja Blast and maybe a Cruncherito or whatever the fuck they sell.
I don't know. Cruncherito.
Is that a thing? I don't even know.
I don't know. It sure sounds like it.
I know, right? So in my head, it made sense.
Yeah, it really does. I feel like that is a thing because here I'm looking it up. Cruncherito.
They're gonna get a Baja Blast. They're gonna get a Cinny sticky thingies. And
Cinny, wait, a Cinny sticky thingy?
Yeah, Cinny sticky thingies. And then they're gonna get a soft taco ass explosion supreme.
Ooh, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yes, with beans. Hence the ass explosion.
All I keep seeing here is it's like, oh yeah, it's trademarked by Taco Bell, so that tells you it certainly exists.
So I guarantee there is 15 people at Taco Bell core sitting in a boardroom, and they're like, all right, just think of everything that sounds like it's something we might make. Let's trademark it.
Oh, 100%. I would totally like do that, and I would even go another step, and I would hire comedians.
Oh yeah,
and be like, do a writer's room with comedians and be like, here's what we're going to do. We want to pay you for like a week. You come up with all the stupid shit you think of, like that would sound like Taco Bell names, you know.
And then we're going to trademark that shit.
And we're going to trademark every bit of
Beanarichos and fucking, you know, queso dick nuts and
Right. The Rito rounds.
The Rita rounds, and
they're like little round burritos,
yeah,
but it sounds like a reach around.
exactly,
But that's okay.
Exactly.
That wouldn't surprise me.
That wouldn't surprise me either.
Damn it!
Goddamn Taco
It
Bell.
just says that it's copyrighted or trademarked by him, but I can't find out what it is unless they just copyrighted the name.
Nothing yet. Like right now, Taco Bell Core is listening. They're like, they said Cruncherito 3 times. Something is up. Someone's hacking our system.
Yeah, you're probably right. We're gonna get a letter in the mail.
There's a USB drive for a secret Cruncherito recipe somewhere. And someone's probably gonna get executed for letting it leak.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, probably right. Yeah, this trademark site doesn't disclose what it is, so it's maybe they just trademarked it and haven't. I swear that was on the menu once before though, but I absolutely cannot find it. When I type it in, Crunchwrap Supreme comes up, the Quesarito, stuff like that comes up, but so
I mean, if they had a Quesarito, then just having Cruncherito trademark just in case is a good idea.
Oh, I totally, yeah. And again, like as soon as you said it, it was like, this totally sounds like a Taco Bell item, whether it is or isn't.
Yeah.
You know, it 100% sounded like something they would have.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, like it's a deep fried burrito.
Yeah,
it's
crunchy.
It's a cruncher. Or it's just got like chips inside
broken glass.
It, you know, like, or broken glass. Much like in cereal, it's a surprise.
Exactly. I mean, broken glass everywhere.
Yep. All right. Well, that's all I got. I had one other story, but
fuck that noise.
So, yeah. Right. We're getting long, so I figure we'll just head on to the Q of the W unless you have something else.
I got nothing.
Nothing else. All right. Well, I guess let's do a Q of the W then.
So, y'all, last week we asked you, what is your favorite Nicolas Cage movie? I'm going to go to Facebook, Brian.
Okay. Wait. Not even Diamond Top fan. You had the man in your home and he didn't give us an answer?
Got nothing. But that's cool.
Sorry.
That's cool. Because I'm going to go over to Instagram.
Right. Damn it.
Very let down this week.
I know. I'm pretty sad.
Yeah.
All right.
Sad face. Whoa. Jesus Christ. There we go. My soundboard got slightly disconnected there.
That's what it was. Okay.
Just hums from the future. That was all the negative energy my soundboard felt for our answers.
Oh, man. That's rough. All right. Well, I guess let me check on an email from Cheeto.
Oh.
Wait, actually I have. So he says his favorite one. He says, you want me to pick one? Fine. Raising Arizona. Cage is really incredible in this movie, which I completely agree with.
Yeah.
That's what too. It's a fantastic movie.
For sure.
He's at Hobie picks Face Off. I could eat a peach for hours.
Classic.
Yeah. Con Air, Put the Bunny Down, The Rock, and 8mm.
Oh.
I can't do 8mm because of how, and it's not his fault as much as it's the way the movie's structured, where like 10 minutes in, they're like, here's who did it.
Right.
And the rest of the movie is I just at that point, I'm like, I'm done with this. I don't care anymore. And I didn't. I sat and watched the rest of it and was like, I don't care about this movie anymore.
Just remember, Brian, we'll always have Bad Lieutenant 2 New Orleans Port of Call.
True. It's much like, Gone in 60 Seconds. You remember the ad box, the tagline on that, which was cut to the chase. And I was telling people, literally, this is what you should do with this movie. Because there's an awesome car chase late in the movie. Yeah. It's like, just ignore the rest of it and go right to that.
Go to the car chase.
From that point forward, the movie's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's just mindless car chase, over the top bullshit, kind of Fast and the Furious type stuff. But before that is just like, meh.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
Yep.
Whatever, dude. But don't die. I know, right?
And he said his favorite voice work by Cage would be Into the Spider-Verse as Spider-Man Noir.
I mean, that's a good call.
Can't argue with that.
That's
I dug
a good call.
Yeah. That movie did very little wrong in my eyes.
No,
so.
I agree 100% on that.
Any movie that brings me Spider-Ham,
yes,
is okay with me.
That is okay.
In fact, they I don't know why they don't have a Spider-Ham series coming out on Disney Plus. I would happily write that for them.
I think because what's his name that voiced Spider-Ham had a little cocaine problem.
That's fine. We can recast it.
I mean, have you seen Spider-Ham's nostrils? Of course he has a cocaine problem.
Like I said, we'll recast. We'll be all right.
Exactly. But yeah.
All right. I mean, I guess that's it. All right. So let me pull up the magical list of QoftheW possibilities, as it says.
We'll just make a dramatic
Hopefully.
sound effect for you.
Hopefully.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Damn it. Let me delete last week's question. There we go. All right. 1 through 9.
Let's go Niner. Fucking
Nine.
Niner, boys.
All right. Would you rather have tusks, wings, or gills? And why?
Oh, man. Oh, boy. Tusks are right out.
Yeah, I don't think I want
Very
tusks.
problematic. Wings would be cool because you could fly, and that'd be fun. But
Right.
also,
Unless they're meaning like Paul McCartney wings, then I don't know. I
that's
might
true.
not.
Yeah, I mean that's all right every once in a while. I vibe with it.
Yeah.
I mean, gills would be cool if it's like water world gills. Like, can I breathe on land and then I'm in the water and I'm good to go?
I mean, we set the rules, so
I mean, if it's that situation where I could be like amphibious, because I do like swimming.
Yeah,
that'd be cool to be like, oh, okay, now that I'm in the water, I can breathe in here and shit.
Right. You can go down there, pretend you're Aquaman, and
like act like I'm talking to fish.
You haven't seen the new season of Rick and Morty, have you? Oh, all right. Do me a favor real quick and type in Mr. Nimbus.
Mr. Nimbus, he says, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Speaking of, I was loving the fact that I hadn't seen any of the new season of Rick and Morty. And because the season finale was just this past weekend or whatever, they did the whole where they show all of them.
Oh.
So I got to see the whole season. And then over the course of the week, they've shown it again. So I've gotten to see all the episodes at least twice from this season.
Very nice.
So, yeah.
Very nice.
Boy, I'll tell you, the season finale is a real humdinger.
Oh, yeah?
I'll tell you that. Yep. No spoilers, but wow.
All right, so I got just a little, oh, boy, look at this guy.
That's what I picture when you decided on gills is you're Mr. Nimbus.
Absolutely. He's got a great outfit.
Which he's clearly a spoof on Namor.
Oh, absolutely a spoof on Namor.
Yeah. But the episode with him in it is pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Huh.
So I would go with wings because I'm not a fan of the water. And the fact that, having wings means that I could avoid, traffic and shit.
That's true.
Essentially, just I could fly around and I could dress like, Hawkman and fly around basically if I wanted to.
I mean, that's also true.
Yeah. Or whatever. I don't know, or Harvey Birdman,
or Angel.
Or Angel.
Not
yeah.
a vampire, you turds.
Right.
Yeah. Now, would you have like feathery wings or like bat wings?
I mean, if we're gonna say wings, what I really want is like Archangel's wings.
Oh, fair enough. That would be cool.
They like throw knives.
Yeah. Metal knife throwing wings.
Yeah. I really like. I mean, if I have to choose like animal type wings, I'd probably want more like full on bird wings.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I'm gonna just be able to pick any kind of wings, then I'm gonna, like I said, I'm pretty much gonna pick
747 wings.
Yeah, that would be very odd. Although with the size of my head, I might have to for balance purposes. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just going to be, I might fuck the physics up otherwise,
Huh.
Yeah. I'd want like Falcon type wings.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
like in the Marvel movies, Falcon. So they fold up and kind of
like some sort of sick ass backpack.
Yeah, that way I don't have to walk around and try to maneuver
who's this dude
wings.
thinking he's a Victoria's Secret angel?
Right. I mean, that would be another.
You do have the lingerie already.
Right. I mean, you're not wrong. Yeah. Hey. I'm flying around fighting crime in my lingerie.
Yeah. Push up bra, ling, and thong.
Yep. That's right. Be kind of fun though. I mean, it would give me a lot of options for costumes.
It's true. It's true.
I could go as Bird Person or was it the Phoenix? I think he was called when he came back as a cyborg.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right.
Good shit.
So there you go, y'all. If you had to choose between wings, gills, or tusks,
dude,
who's picking tusks? Let's be real.
Dude, first of all, how did we just have that whole segment and neither one of us was like wings because they delicious, son?
I mean, and there's also a shortage of them right now.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, we already did
Plus
that.
Plus Red Bull to give you wings.
True. I'd be sponsored by them.
Yeah, you would be. Like, dude, this guy has wings. We have to sponsor him.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'd be like, listen, here's all you got to do is just,
And you get a sponsorship of BW3s for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I just fly around outside their place.
Like swimming in rivers.
Also, I totally, yeah. So I also totally missed that, with wings and flying around, I could just, randomly shit on people as well.
I mean, that would be great.
What am I going to do? Land to shit? I mean, come on.
Just driving around and they just get a human dump on their windshield.
Because, I got the old butt flap on whatever outfit I'm wearing. So.
Exactly.
Or if it's a thong, I just maybe pull it to the side or whatever.
Side, since you're a Victoria's Secret angel.
Yeah. Just, spray paint.
Or don't even bother pulling side. Just, it just turns into a splitter.
Yeah.
It's like chopping firewood.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. That's right. You heard it here first. Yeah. Again, if I sat down and did album art for the episode, it would be me with wings up in the air.
Oh, absolutely.
I guess it really wouldn't be that hard. I'd just take an image of Bird Person and just put my face on it.
You just need to do some basic Photoshop.
Just take any.
You have to do Photoshop. You can make that shit in Snapchat.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, or what's that Reface app or whatever. Yeah. I bet I could find like Falcon or something like that.
For sure.
Just as long as it doesn't like blackface me or something, that'd be no good.
That'd be weird.
But yeah,
I would be curious to see blackface Bryan. I'll be honest.
No, I don't think we need to see that.
No, maybe you and me, not the public.
Oh, I was like, I don't want to put that out there. That's no good, man. No good.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, once again, the question is: would you rather have tusks, wings, or gills, and why?
Show me what you got.
Speaking of Rick and Morty.
Yep. Or don't. Or make us sad again.
Yeah, exactly. So depressed, guys.
That's all we ask. We just ask one thing from you every week. I mean, aside from sending us gobs of money.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I mean, especially this week because it is my birthday. I should be just lavished with gifts and
right.
and trinkets and like frankincense
Gizmos.
And myrrh. Yeah. I mean, you're the one that's going to be under the water, so you're the one that's going to have gizmos and It's a Plenty.
Pulling up forks like, what is this?
Yeah.
Fucking hanging out with my Jamaican crab friend.
Yeah.
Smoking
it's pretty
that
weird.
Seaweed, son.
I'm just picturing him as like downstairs crab, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's just one that you didn't kill, and he's just kind of
just
mutated. Yeah. He's like, you know what it is? He grew because when you dive into the water, God only knows what's in the water these days. Yeah. So, when you dove in, it's kind of like Blinky, the three-eyed fish from The Simpsons. Exactly. He was just a regular, crotch crab. And now
Now he's Glenn, the oversized crotch crab.
Glenn. It's kind of a weird name. Did he name himself, or did you name him Glenn? Okay, that's fair. At least you let him choose
once he
his
became
name.
conscious. It's like Big Daddy when you just let the kid dress himself. Same idea.
Yeah. Okay, I can get behind that. It just seems weird, wrong to, if they can make the choice that you're just like, no, your name's this.
Gender assign a fucking pubic lice?
I mean, you might.
Maybe.
That'd be a weird conversation to have.
Play if your goddamn G.I. Joes and like it.
Well, you'd have to explain gender to them first.
That's true. And they're like, I'm very familiar with genitals. I'm like, we know.
Yeah, no, not genitals. All right. Well, there you have it. That's another episode of the
that was a show.
Salty Language Express or whatever. I don't know. I got nothing.
Salty Language Express, exactly.
Yeah. Head on over to saltylanguage.com. Click all the links. You can download or find the past episodes on there. All the enthusiast episodes we've done. You can find the link for the network that we're part of. Tangent Bound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So go check out the shows over there. If you're looking to start a podcast or a vlog or something of that ilk, or maybe looking to run kind of like internet radio stations, from what we've heard, they're still looking for people to do that. So head over there and check that out. And, of course, tell Mark that Tony misses him.
Absolutely.
And wants to give him gentle hugs.
Yeah. Have him sit on my lap.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I'm Santa Claus.
Oh, I was thinking like he was a dummy. We
could do could do a sick ass ventriloquist act.
Right. Where you drink water and he sings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Water.
Right. It would be funny in the act, instead of the guy drinking a glass of water, it's just like an old fashioned.
Yeah.
Then he's getting hammered, and then the puppet is totally sober, though.
Sober puppet. That would actually be funny.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
What'd you put in this? I just wanted to get you out of the way.
Like, shut up, you.
Yeah. Shut up, you dummy. The ventriloquist looks like he passes out, and the dummy just does the rest of the act.
That would be fun.
That'd be actually kind of funny and entertaining, I think. But no. Anyway, if you want to reach out to us on the social medias, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stunami.
You can find me on the Instas at The Monotony. And, of course, Salty Language is available basically everywhere social medias are. It's all on saltylanguage.com, but we're on the Facebook, we're on the TikToks, we're on the YouTube, Salty Language Pod. Check out the show we're recording right now. You can see all the visuals we looked at, see our dumb faces. Smash that subscribe button, mush that like, leave us a comment, get us into the algorithms, y'all.
Yeah.
And
yeah. We need the help.
And
then share with your pals.
Also that.
If you would. Greatly appreciate it. And rate, review, and subscribe if you haven't already, I guess. Whatever.
Yes.
Help ways out.
Help
out. Please. No. And maybe throw us an answer to the QoftheW.
I mean, that
Please?
would be cool.
We're begging you. No. All right. Well, until next week, have a beer. You'll be fine.
Stay salty, everybody.
And I don't know.
Glenn the Crotch Crab says hi? I don't know. I got nothing to.
Now that you say that, maybe that would be the album art instead. Or no, do you know what it'd be? It'd be me flying, and then Glenn would be just down on the ground somewhere with you as Mr. Nimbus.
Actually, perfect. Sounds great.
That makes sense. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Tell Glenn we all said hi.
Print, run, or whatever.